Someday I'll have a real MIG welder and I won't have all this splatter junk going on. One thing's for sure, this ain't Texas Viking welding. Of course, then it's not TIG welding either. Sometimes you have to use kind of a Rube Goldberg kind of jig setup to keep things square. And building my front axle here, and I needed to make sure that my spindle bosses are the same. They're not twisted from one end to the other. So I got my pieces clamped to this piece of fence post, and because my clamp is so long, it kept wanting to swing down, so I had to tie it up with some wire ties. But it did the trick. We got it tacked in place. Got to figure out some springs for it now. This part's just tacked in place for the moment. And we've got a lot of cleanup to do on the whole axle, especially on the welds. Tell you what, this flux core makes such a mess. It gets splatter all over the place. Look at that splatter, and I've already cleaned it up some, not that part. But look at all that splatter around the weld. That's just nasty looking. Okay, so here we are with our dropped axle, fabricated. I haven't done the spindles yet because I haven't determined exactly what wheels I'm using, so depending on the wheels, the spindles could change. So I haven't made them yet. I'm still thinking about these wire wheels. But we may go with something similar to this too. Let me back over here. Might do something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I have a bid on a pair of wheels similar to that with, I think they're highway tread tires, so yeah, and they would be solid wheels like that. I prefer the wire wheels myself, but we'll see. Takes a fair amount of time fabricating things like this. Of course, the first thing you have to do is go hunting for the pieces. And this pipe, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I could show you how thick it is, though. It's pretty thick wall pipe. Stand up this piece here if it will. Well, it won't stand up, but there's how thick it is, you know. So it's heavy enough for a dropped axle or straight axle, whatever you want to call it. And it's a piece I had picked out of the dump. I have these pieces of channel that came off of a trailer that I had a while back, and these are cut at an angle so that they will actually go down inside the frame. They'll go down in the back here. I'm going to take the back cross member. They'll slide down inside the frame, and they'll come up at this angle like this so that I can put some kind of suspension on the back. I'm also thinking about some kind of suspension for the front. I was trying to find a straight leaf spring, but I haven't found any yet, and I don't have access to any in my shop. So we'll see what happens. I really would like to have a leaf spring in the front to make it look more like a traditional, you know, old Ford front end. I do have one of these shock absorbers with coil spring on it, coil over shocks off of a bicycle. And this isn't going to be a whole lot heavier than a bicycle on the back end. And, you know, with a cross member up across here and a couple of these shocks hanging down, you know, more them on the outside, that could give us some suspension for the back. And I think I saw these on eBay. They're pretty inexpensive. I think I could get a pair of them for like $17, $18 for a pair of them with free shipping. I don't know if this one might be frozen up, but I saved it because I haven't tested it yet. If I had a pair of them, I'd just try using them. But I really would like to find a leaf spring for the front. Probably something off of, I don't know, a snowmobile or trailer, you know, a small utility trailer, just a single leaf. And if I can't come up with something like that, then I have another idea that would be totally unique. But I'm not going to let that cat out of the bag. Not at the moment. And I found a couple of other goodies. This baby is off of a vintage gurney. You know, it's been sitting in one of my buckets. I think that'll come out of it after it's free. But how would that look on the back? Let me tip you down here a little bit. And how would this look for a headrest? You know, headrest with a kind of a roll bar setup made right into it on the back end of our body, you know. Yeah, that's one thing. And something else I forgot that I had when I was digging for parts is these step plates. They're off of like a Harley or something like that. I picked them up out of a free box at a yard sale. So yeah, I was thinking I could take one. Yeah, one of them is missing the insert, but that's easy enough to fix. But I could mount one of these puppies right up here along the frame for a step to step right up into the body, you know what I mean? Yeah, that would be cool. One on each side. We'll see. Well, old-time cars used to have step plates on their running boards. And this won't have running boards, but it'll do the same trick. So there's our update for today. Got lots more to do. Thanks for watching and following along.